Good evening. This is Ubuntu channel, and my name is Chaza. Right here on your program called Meet Your Leaders. And tonight on the show, we'll be hosting, the ward councillor of Madido ward, so that we get to find out, the extent of development in Madido ward and the benefits under CDF. And I'm not alone. I'll be joined by my co-host right here by the name Lance Sani Banda. And due to connectivity, I haven't yet, seen him. And fortunately, there he is. Let me first of all get to make cognizance of his presence. Lance, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza, and good evening to our guest as well as to the viewers. It's a lovely Wednesday evening. Thank you.
Okay, and I have not, seen your picture. I presume that, let me not presume. Why are you not with us, picture wise? It appears he's not getting me.
Uh,
Okay, he's right there. Yes, indeed, Lance.
Whoa, I'm having some challenges, so it's pretty hard for me to even put picture. Hopefully, when I'm done with the challenges, I will be able to come on picture and everything will be okay.
Beautiful. We are looking forward to seeing you tonight, not just, hearing you, but also seeing you. And tonight we are hosting, like earlier indicated, Councilor Janet. Councilor Janet, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful. We are glad, hosting you right on our program so that we get to find out the extent of, development in your ward, Madido ward, and also, the benefits that, surround CDF. So, firstly and foremostly, I would like to know you more, and probably even the people out there would like to know, who Councillor Janet Chisenga is. Who are you? Would like to know you. Give us a brief background of yourself. In all aspects, social aspects. Educational aspects and professional aspects.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chaza, for hosting me here today. Oh, wow. Janet Chisenga. I was born 39 years ago in Kabwe. I did my primary school in Lusaka. I did my secondary school in Kabwe at Caritas Convent School. Just after completion, I came back to Lusaka and I got myself a job in an NGO. Then it was called Christian Children's Fund, but it's now called Child Fund. So it was job on training as a social worker. I decided to pursue a diploma in social work just to support myself in that field. And later on, I pursued a degree in development studies with Zambia Open University. And then, whilst I was about to graduate, that's when I decided to join politics. So I graduated like 2 years ago in the election year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Councillor Janet, what prompted you, to get into politics?
Okay. I've always wanted to be a politician. By the time that I joined, I wasn't really ready. But I was just approached by some of the community members so that I can represent them. And I agreed. Because looking at the challenges that my community is facing, I decided to be part of the solution instead of just watching and complaining. Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing indeed. And as we are still, getting to know more about you, I think there are a few things that you have probably, left out. Are you a married woman? What's your marital status?
I am married to a handsome man, Mr. Teta Mashimba, and together we've got 4 kids.
That's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing, and I can see that he's probably next to you because that smile, has explained a lot. That's definitely a beautiful
Yeah.
thing. No, now back to your role as a ward, councillor. What exactly, does your role pertain? What do you do as a councillor?
As a councillor, I represent my community in the council. So I mediate between the community and the local authority. I get information from the council to the community. Issues, challenges faced by my community to the council so that they can be dealt with. So I have to be in constant, I have to be in constant, I have to be with the community most of the times to engage them, then so that I can mediate for them.
That's a good thing. I'm prompted to, inviting you both because the Teta Mashimba name is, a familiar name. So, as a cup, one of these days, I think we need to host you right here on the program. At this point in time, let me throw it to my co-host who may want to come in right now. Lance, over to you. Unfortunately, we have lost him. Hope you definitely get to join us, and that's an issue that we do have. Sometimes connectivity is a problem. Now back to your ward. What's the size of your ward? Because in my mind, I presume that it's a very big ward. Maybe let us get it from yourself. What is it that your ward is comprised of?
Madido ward comprises of areas like Minwood, Kwamwena, Obama area, Madido itself, Ranchdale, Vona Valley, Tatunga, Minudundeke, and Kampasa. So it's quite vast. And just to mention, it has the largest population in the constituency, in Chongwe constituency, because we are under Chongwe.
Having said so, just like I, presumed, your ward is a very big ward. How are you managing this ward? What are some of, the challenges that you are facing? And how are you mitigating the challenges that you are facing?
Most of the times, the main challenge that we are facing is because due to the introduction of or the increased CDF, we have to do a lot of community engagements. So there's a lot of movement involved. You have to move from one area to another area. Anytime you may be called by the community. So you find that sometimes it's just transportation challenges, looking at what the councillors are getting. But then to help us, we've got the WDC, which are representing various zones of the ward.
When you say that the WDCs, well, what do you mean that is, foreign to most of us?
The WDC is the lowest organ of the local government. It's the ward development committees. So these are elective representatives representing the zones. Every ward is zoned according to the polling districts. So like for Madido, we've got 6 zones.
Okay. So how do you work with these WDCs? What is their role exactly? As zoning is concerned, as a ward councillor, how is the relationship like?
The WDCs, because they are members within the community, they represent the people. So where I'm not there, at least they are there and they can get information faster than I can. They will report to me, and then we convene meetings, we report to the council.
Beautiful. So do you stay in this ward?
Yes, I do. I stay within. Home is within Kwamwena.
Okay. So considering that you stay in this ward, kindly, update us in terms of development. Are there any developmental projects that you have done in this ward, or those that are underway, including those that you are yet to do? What is the status like in terms of development?
Okay. For 2022 CDF, we only had 2 projects. The first one was the completion of the police station that was abandoned by the previous government. So it's now at completion stage, waiting to be commissioned. And then the new project that we picked was a health post in Kwamwena. Yeah, so that's the police station in Minudundeke. Yeah, and that's the health post, which is currently it's at 90% level.
Okay, so you have talked about 2 major projects. You talked about is it a police post or police station? Which one is it?
It's a police station because it has different sections. It has the victim support, it has the traffic section. So all those, they will be there.
Okay, and the other project being a health center.
Yeah, it's a health
So,
center which will cater for the areas in it will cater for the population in Kwamwena and also the surrounding areas.
so if you say it will cater for Kwamwena and the surrounding areas, your world is very big. Is this not just a drop in an ocean? What are the plans like?
So let me explain this one so that you understand. The main challenge that we are facing as Chongwe is that as a district, we only have 1 constituency, meaning we only have 1 CDF. And in Chongwe, we've got 21 wards. Though our wards are vast, Chongwe is underdeveloped. If you've gone to Chongwe, you can attest to this. So we have a lot of needs. So, but to share that CDF amongst the 21 wards, it's been a challenge. Then, apart from the community projects, from the same CDF, we have to remove the 20% which has to go towards the empowerment of the youth and the women. We also remove the 20% which goes towards the bursaries and skills training of the youth. Already, we've removed the 40%. Then the 5% goes towards the running costs, the administrative costs. So what remains, it is now what is shared for the community projects. So like for 2022, we only managed to pick one new project from each ward. That is the main challenge we are facing at Chongwe constituency.
So then, looking at this main challenge, what have you done about it, and is there any are there remedial measures from your side and also from the side of the government? Delimitation of the word, for example.
This one, our honorable MP has been pushing for it, so that at least we can have more than one constituency in Chongwe. That is what is going to help us.
Okay, and how far has the same submission gone?
I think so, but we've been talking about it when we meet her. So I think at her level, she's the one who can push for it.
Okay.
Because
so now, yes, please. I'm following.
Yeah, from the records, this delimitation should have happened the time they did the referendum. So it's a process that was already started.
Mm-hmm.
So they've continued pushing for it.
All right. Now, Councilor, Janet, you stay in this, vast ward. And personally, I've been to your ward. I've seen the status, of the roads, and I would even make mention that most of the places I've been to in your ward do not have drainages. Yeah, bad roads. And barely no development or scanty development. What are you doing about it as a councillor?
Concerning the poor state of our roads, as a council this year, we've decided to procure a grader and other supporting equipment so that we can work on our roads. The roads are really bad, and it's not only in Madido. The reason was Chongwe did not have a grader or any equipment in the past years. So this year, for CDF, we are not picking on any new community project, but we want to concentrate on the roads. And then we also do not have any government school in the area. And because we have so limited resources in the district, we are trying to push for a secondary school at the ministry so that at least they can allocate one school in the ward.
Okay. Why are you starting with a secondary school? You don't have in contemplation a primary school?
We've got a lot of community schools around and private schools. And then this program is, because it's a funded program, they are looking at putting up secondary schools. So we just thought of it, taking advantage of the opportunity and bring one to the ward.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful idea indeed. And, coming to the benefits of, CDF, we've heard and we have seen, some of, the beneficiaries in other wards, constituencies, and so on and so forth. How has, the citizen in your ward benefited from CDF directly in terms of, bursaries, grants, loans, and so forth?
A number of youth clubs and cooperatives have received grants and loans from my ward. So we deliberately picked at least a club or a cooperative from each of the zones of the ward.
Okay.
Yes. And then we've got a number of pupils that are in boarding schools that we've paid for as CDF. And also some youths from the wards that are doing skills training in different skills training centers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So in terms of numbers, what are the statistics? Because I think you have so much generalized in terms of numbers. Who has benefited? Who is benefiting? From this incentive.
So like for the grants, about 6 benefited last year. 6 clubs and cooperatives from the ward. Unless you want me to give you the names, I think I can remember some of the names of the cooperatives and clubs.
Yeah, I think there's no
So
harm,
we had
such names unless personal names.
no. So we have Mutumbi Women's Club from Kwamwena and Chodiwo Women's Club from within Madido, somewhere around Obama. Then we had the Sajomato from Minwood Ndeke. We had the Think Well Youth Club from Ranchdale area. Then I think I've forgotten others. Then we also had two companies benefiting from the loans. So
Okay.
for the grant, they are not paying back their startup capital for our youths and women, but for the loans, they are to be paid back. So we only 2 qualified from this ward.
Okay.
Yes.
You sound like you are really in touch with your people. When there's a project in your ward, do you directly participate? I've seen the erection of the building of buildings. How do you participate? Do you get into the work practically, or how far do you go as the councillor?
As a councillor, our participation begins at community mobilization, where you mobilize the community. Because for now, it's not the civic leader to pick a project, but it should come from the community. They should pick it should be a felt need. So the community will come up with a project that they want to be put on CDF. So we mobilize for those meetings, then we submit to the council. Then afterwards, when the project has been approved by the committee, the CDF committee, now it's up to the council to do the bidding and all those things. And then for us, we just monitor to see that the project is moving on well. If the contractor is on site, if they are doing the right thing, of course they are supervised by the council engineers, but we are also encouraged to pass just to check what is happening.
Okay, in terms of the engagements that you have, the mobilization aspect, what form of mobilization or what ways do you use for you to engage the communities, for you to mobilize them? What ways do you use?
Community mobilization. Like in Madido, we've got various WhatsApp groups formulated by the communities themselves. So when there is a meeting, I post the notification there so that the members can attend. Usually there are physical meetings, so we have different meetings in different zones. Like for Kwamwena, we have one in Kwamwena, and then we can have one in Madido. So we combine the zones. For Madido, Obama, and Ranchdale, we have a combined meeting. then they make their submissions. And then for Ndeke, Kampasa, and Statunga, we have a combined meeting. That's where we receive the submissions. But usually the notifications and other information we post on the various forums.
So far, considering the engagements that you've had and the way you interact with your people in your ward, are you facing any challenge and antagonisms, or how is it like, in terms of your workflow? How are you faring?
To be honest with you, the community has not really appreciated what CDF has done so far, because they keep comparing with how other constituencies are doing. For example, my ward is just close to Lusaka, so people always compare to Mnali, no, they've done this, they've done this. So we labor a lot to explain the difference. Why we cannot be compared with Mnali is because in that constituency they have fewer wards, but in our own constituency we have a lot of wards. So, but you know how people are. They don't really appreciate that, and they are always looking for something better. So, but we keep assuring them, okay, Honorable is pushing for it, and the only sure way that we can improve this constituency is by having the delimitation so that we can have more funding to this district.
Okay, you sound like you so much depend on, funding.
Mhm.
Are there any other, fund mobilization ventures that you undertake or are supposed to undertake, as a ward and subsequently, as a constituency?
So we've tried to lobby for funds from various organizations, but Madido ward, because some people they perceive it to be a peri-urban ward. So most of these NGOs, they're not really willing to fund the projects in Madido, but they are willing to fund projects in the in the villages, the ones that are in the rural setup of Chongwe. So that's just one challenge, because when they look at Madido, some of them have even passed in Madido, they look at the housing unit, they think that people are well to do. But no, we still have a lot that we need to do. But we have not stopped, we've continued pushing.
I understand that, in your ward, just like in many parts of, the country, the youths are, getting spoiled. Some of them are even abusing, alcohol, drugs, even in school premises, you know, and some due to, unavailability of recreation facilities, So as a counselor, how do you help in, curbing this vice? And do you have any recreational facility in your ward? If not, what are the plans?
Madido ward, we do not have any recreation facility yet, but we've got land reserved for that, and we are just hoping that something will come up. We may even start by using the ward fund, which we are yet to receive. So for the youth, for sure, this alcohol abuse is very rampant, especially in this ward where you have a large population, and we've got youths who are dropouts. In this era where we have junkies, so you find that it's really a problem. but we are trying to sensitize them. Yeah, but I think the recreation facilities will help us. But also, these are the people that we are trying to encourage to enroll for skills under CDF so that we can pay for them. But once they acquire this skill, they are able to at least get some income out of it, and they are kept busy.
Madam Councilor, there are quite a number of, areas that, you need to promote, especially as regards, your people in your ward. Areas like, the arts, both visual and performing arts. Have you looked at this area, even talent harnessing and also promotion? Do you tackle, this very important cultural aspect?
Now, this one, I'm not going to lie about it. We haven't really done anything to encourage our youth in this aspect. I think we've concentrated much on the skills training, the ones that can earn them monies. The reason being, this one has been quite a challenge because we don't have a lot of schools within the area. So if we had government schools, it would be much easier. So what we have are small community schools and small private schools where you find that maybe there are only few children attending that school.
I
And
am
maybe in
under
that
the...
school,
Yes, please go on.
and then you find that maybe at that school they do not even have a teacher for this skill. Yes, most of our children are acquiring education from the other constituencies like Lusaka, schools that are based in Lusaka. They are to do a government school.
All right. I think I'll take it back to the personal aspect, Councillor, as a politician as you are. What is your vision? What are your plans? Where do we see, Janet come, 2026 and so on, and even beyond?
2026.
Indeed, even beyond.
Wow. Since I just started this thing, I'm still trying to grow this thing that I just joined. Oh, but I maybe in years to come, I can stand. I would want to represent my people at parliamentary level, but not now. For now, at local government, it's fine.
Should I presume that you are considering, yourself as an infant in politics?
No, I've realized that there's still a lot to be done at local level. So for now, I want to help and see how we'll help these communities just to better their lives.
And on your level, the ward level, are you not just, a rubber stamp, as, a ward? Are you really having an effective, or an upper hand in terms of developmental projects or development in your ward?
I think when a project is coming from the people, and then it's being considered under CDF, I think it's the people that have decided. The only factor which is making us look like we are not being effective is just the resource. Otherwise, we are willing to work and improve our communities.
Your ward, what are the services that you do have? Do we have water supply by from Lusaka water, or do you have Chongwe water, or what is the situation like? What services do you have in your ward?
First of all, in Kwamwena, we only used to have boreholes, but now we have Lusaka water. They've brought in piped water. Then in Madido, because of the setup, how the houses were done, because these were plots that were given by cadres. So there we do not have piped water. But we tried to engage Lusaka Water, and right now, just a few weeks ago, they were doing the surveys. They want to see how they can come in to help out, if they can manage to put piped water. Because the groundwater, I think it could even be contaminated, because these are smaller plots, and then you find that here there's a borehole, the next area there's a toilet. So we are pushing for Lusaka Water to try and facilitate for piped water. And then in Minwood Ndeke, they are just boreholes as well. Individual boreholes. Same with the Vona Valley. But Vona Valley, it would be okay because at least those are small holdings, so they can have space to do a borehole, unlike in these other areas.
Your area sounds, somewhat too remote from Lusaka. How far is it from Lusaka? Because, these services you have mentioned are not there. It feels like you are, too remote, from Lusaka. What is the problem? How far are you from Lusaka? And what is the problem? Why is it so up to today there isn't such a development in your ward?
We are not very far from Lusaka. It's actually the first word when you enter Chongwe, so it's just next to Lusaka. Our people, even going into town, they consider Lusaka to be their town and not Chongwe town. So we are too close to Lusaka. So I think this is a new settlement. Like for Minwoods, it's not very old. Even the government, Minwood properties were the ones who did this project. So it's not too long ago when they handed them over to the government. That's why we have all these challenges. We do not even have any facilities, whether school, clinic, or police post.
So, being in such a situation, you don't have schools, you don't have, clinics, let alone hospitals. You do not have, a police station. Where do your people go in terms of, access to, education, and also medicine, medication, and safety in terms of the police?
Like for Kwamwena, we are very close to Lusaka. So the people from Kwamwena, Madido itself, Obama, they go to Charleston, either Charleston or Levy. It's not very far. But the challenge is with Minwood Ndeke. For the clinic, they come to Charleston. And then for a police post, there's a challenge there. That's why we are doing that police station, so that our people can be saved. It's really been a challenge for our people.
This kind of an area with little or no services, and so on and so forth. What is there, in terms of the economic, aspect? What economic, activities do we have in your ward?
In my ward, mostly
Mhm.
people just run home shops, and apart from that, I see a lot of block making companies, because certain areas we still have a lot of construction happening. People are still constructing. And that's
So
all. We don't have any other economic activities. For jobs, people go to Lusaka.
I do, see, growth of the aspect of bars and nightclubs in some areas. Do we have such kind of, setups in your ward, as rampant
Yes,
as it were?
yes, yes, we have them, especially in Madido area, Madido, Obama.
Okay, and I must be under the impression that whatever is going on in terms of such aspects, there's legality to it. What do you do in terms of illegalities? A bar closing, or not closing at all, working or operating like a nightclub, causing noise pollution in the compounds. What do you about it as a councillor, or as a council?
Okay, as a councillor, I report to the council. So it's the council, especially for the bars, the ones that are operating illegally, or you not operating within stipulated hours. The council already has reports, and we expect them to take action, to move in, maybe to carry out spot checks, just to see if people are abiding by the laws. But again, it's like we are far from Chongwe town, and the officers don't really come over like often. But
Mhm.
we've done the report, and certain times they've come over, they've closed up illegal bars, but it's not often that they do these things.
Okay. I think it's been enough about your words and so on and so forth. I would take you back to your personal issues. You've told us you have 4 children and so forth. How do you manage as a wife, as a mother, as a politician also? How do you manage?
It's not very easy to be a female politician in
Mhm.
Zambia, because politics has its own challenges, a lot of responsibilities, especially when you are representing a vast community like mine. But I try to create time for the family, for the children.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They say that when you have such a situation, one probably would suffer. Are you sure there isn't one that is suffering? If you're busy with politics, then the family is suffering, the children are longing, to be with you, and you are not, and or probably your husband also.
Yeah. Sometimes the family suffers because there are certain instances that maybe you plan to be home, but then a call comes, say you are needed, and then the family will feel neglected. but there's nothing that I can do. In most cases, I have to be, because this is what I signed up for, to represent the people. So sometimes you just explain to the partner and to the children to say, well, I have to go, but I'll be back. This is my home.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. I presume you have, a supportive family, because in most instances, if you do not have, a supportive family, they will negatively get to, pull you down or away from, what you'd like to pursue. So that's a commendable, kind of a family that one is. Now, as a politician, I have not heard the other aspects that you do, apart from, this office of councillor that you are holding. Are you holding, or are you doing any other, thing, business, work and so on?
Oh, no, I'm not working currently, but I'm doing some business with my husband.
Unfortunately, it appears I had lost you. Are you getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Oh, okay. I think I
Can
lost you
you
to
repeat? Can I
connectivity.
repeat?
I didn't get your response. Yeah.
Well, I said I am not working at the moment, because right now I can't even manage to work because I have to be present in the ward. But I'm doing some business with my husband.
Oh, beautiful. This office of councillor, is it a full-time job? Is it permissible for you to even, do other things apart from holding the office?
It's you can do other things. You can work in the private sector,
Okay.
but with this time around, with this increased CDF, there's a lot of added responsibility. So if you are working like on a full-time basis, then definitely the councillorship thing will suffer. You won't be effective. But
Okay.
maybe business is the ideal.
You have made mention that it's challenging, or it's difficult, being a female politician. Just by merely being a female politician, what are some of the challenges that you are facing? Others complain of, some kinds of, harassment, some kinds of abuse, and so on and so forth. And for you to probably rise and get, a role in the party and so on and so forth, you need to pass through some form of abuse. How is it like?
Wow. I'll speak for myself. The challenges will begin maybe just at adoption level, for you to be adopted to stand, where some people will undermine you because you are a female. The same thing, even in the community, there are just some people who don't really appreciate the leadership of women, and then they don't believe that a woman can lead. So those ones will always disrespect women. But I think by now I'm used to it.
You are just used to the challenges. Are you conquering the challenges?
Yes,
All right. We do have,
pardon?
we do have a message from one of the followers out there, and I'll
Okay.
take this one, coming from Soja Boo Enoch Tonga, who is saying, what is the place to ensure, what is in place to ensure that CDF is not politicized? Some people might shy away thinking that CDF grants are given according to political alignment. Thank you so much, Sojabu. We greatly appreciate. Probably you can attend to that, Councillor Janet.
I think our president is very clear on this one. This is a national thing. It's nothing political. That's why we've got these representatives in the WDCs who are not supposed to be politicians. These are community representatives. The community will choose them to represent them in that particular ward, so that even as they pick the beneficiaries, they are not going just for cadres. Yes. So even a community project, when it is done, I don't think it's only politicians that will go to that clinic or that will go to report to that police station. No, it is supposed to be for the benefit of the whole community in that area.
Okay, I presume, Sojabu, you've gotten that response, as regards political alignment and so on and so forth. All right, now, Councillor Janet, I would like you to speak to that girl, that lady out there who says politics are not for women or leadership is not for women. Speak to them, speak life.
To that female who's still doubting that a woman can lead, it's very possible. I think we need to be co-partners for real development to be attained. It's not just supposed to be for a man. We need the input even from the females, because especially at community level, most of the challenges are faced by the women. For example, when we do not have a clinic, it's the woman who will wake up late in the night, the child is unwell, they're the ones who will be faced with the challenges. So I don't see why we cannot be part of the solution. We have to rise to the occasion and participate.
Beautiful. We do have, another comment or submission or contribution from the people that are following out there. And let me just read out that one. Okay, this one is coming from Pamela Mukuka. I don't know if my director is able to beam the message so that we can follow through together. All right, there it is. Pamela Mukuka is saying, thumbs up, my councillor. As a woman, I will continue to support you. Thank you so much, Madam Pamela Mukuka there. We greatly appreciate. And she's there rallying behind you. You have, for, I don't know if it's the rightful term that I can use. You have a cadre, for yourself.
Thank you very much. You know what they say about a woman being an enemy of ourselves. We normally don't support each other. So it's encouraging to see a fellow woman supporting a woman. That is what we need, because men support each other.
All right, Councillor Pamela, at this point in time, I would like you, as we get to conclude, to pour out your heart. There could be some aspects that we have not, discussed that you'd like, to bring out to your people in your ward or outside your ward and to the world out there.
To the people in my ward, I know that there's a lot that needs to be done in Madido ward, because most of it is a new creation. While I urge the community to work together with me, I cannot do it alone as a civic leader, but together we can. Certain times, it's not always that I will know everything, But when they feel that if there's somewhere where I haven't done it right, they can call on me. We sit together and we advise each other. There have been times when we've met in meetings, and other people will just come and they will just condemn everything. But I ask for the people to just have that heart of working together. Let's work together. If they have better ideas, let them come through. I've always said I'm available. If the community needs me for any engagement, I'm available. I'm just a phone call away from my people because we don't even have councillors' offices in Chongwe. So that's our greatest challenge. But I'm available. It's just a phone call away. And then for the people of Kwamwena, we've had the issue of the sewer drainage that has been overflowing for years. But I think for now, we are starting to work on it. We've engaged the Minwood Properties. They will help us. They'll work together with the council. The next rain season won't be as horrible as it has been over the years.
All right, that's beautiful. We do have another, follower who is, sent a message. I'll ask the director to beam it so that we can, have it also. Okay, as we get to wait, for that, you've talked about, being a call away, from your people. If probably you can say out your official line for your people to reach you. Probably, they may be interested in getting you, and they don't know the line. You may share the line,
Okay,
if that is fine with you.
it's fine. My
Okay.
my official line is 0972 345826. I'll say that again. 0972 345826.
All right, director, are we ready with the message? Thank you so much. There it is. It's coming from Chibonta Jule, saying, continue the good work, Councillor. Thumbs up and well done. And that goes to Chaza also, myself. Thank you so much. We do appreciate, Chibonta for that. Your
Thank you very
concluding
much.
remarks, Madam, Janet, Councillor Janet. Your children probably are following the program. I would like you to also address them, and your husband. Anything that you may have as we get to close, your last remarks.
Okay, I want to thank the organizers of this program for featuring me live. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I also want to thank my husband for the support he's given me throughout the campaign period up to now. The times that I've been absent from home because I'm trying to save the community. Thank you for understanding, and my children as well. Thank you. And the community that has supported me, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to working together as we improve our community. We make it a better place.
Beautiful. Councillor Janet, thank you so much for actually appearing on our program on Meet Your Leaders. We do appreciate, and we definitely wish you the very best in your political career. The viewers out there, we greatly appreciate. This has been Meet Your Leaders. I've been your host. My name is Chaza right here. And tonight, we've been hosting Councillor Janet Chisenga, and we were looking at the extent of development in Madido ward and also the benefits as regards a CDF. For now, till then, we are saying God bless you all.